Hey everybody, it's James Vagley here, and welcome to another episode of the MBA podcast. And it's episode 216. Today I'm talking about team design. And really, I want you to escape or avoid the supported broker trap. We're going to talk about some common team flaws. I'm going to expose them, and we're going to talk about some if, this, then secrets, and a whole bunch more over this short episode. So strap in and jump on, and let's get into it. So, you know, talking about building a team in the mortgage industry, and you'll kind of hear everybody talking about the usual suspects, right? You've heard this 1,001 times, no doubt. People talking about hiring loan processors and offshoring, maybe hiring credit analysts or parabrokers, hiring client services manager, maybe a marketing person, and of course, maybe hiring loan writers and brokers, right? That's pretty much the conversation that you hear around the industry, and that's fine, but it's kind of one-dimensional, and it's going to result in really slow growth and bottlenecks. And it's going to leave a lot of brokers and those business owners scratching their heads wondering why my business is still not growing as fast as I really want it, right? And it's because we're kind of just focused on that one-dimensional hiring within the loan process. So just for a little bit of context, in case you don't know my backstory, like I've been a broker, just like you, no doubt, and I've been a solo operator, and as a broker and in business, and I've also had a team of 2 dozen people in Australia and overseas. That's all full-time working for me. That's not including contractors, with a full stack team that allowed me to step away from the business for months on end with very little input, right? So I've had both, right? I've been a solo operator. I've had a team of 2 dozen staff. And I've worked directly with hundreds of brokers that have been either solo operators and brokers with teams, brokers with full stack teams, brokers, credit, admin, operations, all that sort of stuff, businesses that basically work without them. So I've seen it all, and I've done it all as well myself. And there's some insights that I want to share with you in this podcast. So let's get into it. The first key insight is to avoid or escape this supported broker trap. Now, you know, let's just first define what I even mean by supported broker. And it's kind of what most people are gunning for. It's what I see the typical mortgage business gunning for is this supported broker scenario where it's kind of having a very simple goal of building a support team around a main broker, right? And the purpose of building a support team of processors and parabrokers and all that sort of stuff, client support managers and settlement people around a key star, that key mortgage broker, maybe that's you, is essentially to enable higher loan capacity. That's it, right? That's the reason, think about it. Start as a solo broker, get too busy, need some help, hire a processor. Get busier, hire another processor. Maybe get busier again. Someone says, hand off the research work to a parabroker. Great, so you do that and you get busier again. And most of it's just building it around that key broker. And that's going to enable a higher loan output, but not much else. So the problem with this is that it neglects all the other areas of business that need attention. And all of these things keep falling on the key broker or the business owner. Like, have a think about it. HR, admin, marketing, management of partnerships. And there are so many other areas of business other than just the loan process. Yet 90%, 99%, who knows, most stats are made up, right? But like most mortgage brokers only focus and hire for the loan process, and that's why their businesses are going slowly, especially in terms of growth. So it's because they're neglecting all of the other things that need to happen in a business. The other problem of this supported broker trap is, well, there's a single point of failure now, right? There's reliance on one key broker at the center. And if that center suddenly gets sick or goes on holidays or something goes wrong, well, that whole business grinds to a halt, right? Single point of failure, not a very good situation in business. So we want to avoid or escape this. And the methodology or the thinking that I want you to take away from this episode is to don't just build a team around you, but to instead build a team under you or behind you, so to speak. Like, If everybody is pointed to you and they're around you, then they all rely on you. But if you're at the front or they're under you and they're self-sufficient and you've got a great system and process to make that work, that's the solution that we're gunning for. So avoid the supported broker trap. Now, I want to talk a little bit about some common team flaws that I want to expose. Some of these you probably don't hear often enough. So I've got 5 to share with you. So the first team flaw I see in a lot of mortgage businesses is there's just no redundancy, right? Redundancy means, well, if person A isn't there, then everything breaks, right? If your key parabroker or your key processor is sick, goes on holidays, it all breaks. You know, businesses need redundancy. If person A doesn't come in that day, there's still someone else can do that work. And having you step in and do it is not the right solution. So no redundancy. So, well, the solution, of course, build redundancy. Exactly understanding how to do that is well beyond the concept of this podcast. And you need to understand projections and capacity, which we can help you with. Knock on our door and we become a client. Second team flaw is hiring only for the loan process and delivery. So again, most mortgage brokers just think of mortgage broking as a business of writing loans. That's true, but that's only one area that everybody hires for. Like there's also marketing and sales and admin and HR, there's systems, there's tech, there's management. There's a whole bunch of other areas and things that need to happen in a business. Yet, you know, most only hire for loan process and delivery. And that's great because it increases capacity, but we want to expand and hire in other streams as well. So we definitely want to start to hire people in marketing and sales and HR and systems and all those sorts of things. Another team flaw is just, well, one broker, right? We sort of talked about this before about having a single point of failure, but if there's just one broker, maybe it's you, like one person that can see clients and manage referral partners and all that, that's kind of not a great scenario to have, right? So in terms of team design, it's okay if there's just one broker for now, but that's not the end goal. Like the end goal should be more than one person can talk to clients. More than one person can help a client or check something or, you know, like otherwise, it's not a real business. It's just a supported job. And you can't take holidays with a supported job. It's tricky, it's stressful, it relies on the key person, which is probably you. So one broker, big team flaw. And we've seen lots of businesses that still have one key person and 15 people around them, but there's this massive single point of reliance on a key person. It's really not a good idea. Okay, next team flaw, not having a builder. So what do I mean by a builder? Well, having someone that can, well, build stuff. Again, writing loans is one aspect of a mortgage business, you know, working with clients, processing and helping clients with a loan. But building of the business, we've all heard the saying, working on the business and in the business. Most brokers just work in it, in the delivery, writing loans. Who's working on it? Well, there's no more time, right? So not having someone in your business or multiple people dedicated to building things, like building systems, managing systems, perfecting process and systems. And you know, when we're thinking about advanced team design, if you want to grow your business faster and easier, then having somebody that can be in charge of building implementation systems and managing operations and flow, you'll go a lot faster. Last team flaw, not investing enough resources in your team. So I do see a lot of mortgage brokers and businesses not giving enough time and money to their team, and also kind of setting unrealistic expectations of their team. So, you know, the aim of the game in business is to build a team so that other people can do the work so that you don't have to. That's the goal. That's business 101. Like systemize and build a team so that other people can help you do the work so that you don't have to. So, given that's the name of the game, you should be spending more time and money and energy with your team, building up your team, training them, enabling them, enhancing them, and setting really clear and achievable targets and expectations. You want to make sure that they love coming to work. You want to make sure that they want to keep coming to work for you and your business. So by setting realistic expectations, not driving them into the ground, and actually having a great place to work, you'll have an amazing team. And that's what we want, is an amazing team. Can't have an amazing business without an amazing team. Okay. I want to give you some if, this, then secrets. That's kind of a bit of a, I don't know, logic, maths, engineering frame, I think. If, this, then secrets. So it's a little bit like team design in brief, really quickly. For example, this will make sense with some examples. So if you're a solo operator, then hire a loan processor and or admin assistant. See, if, this, then secrets. So if you're a solo operator, well, hire a loan processor yesterday, most probably, and an admin assistant. So that's the first one. Second one is if you're a broker and you already have, say, 2 or 3 loan processors and admin support, then hire a credit analyst or a parabroker or maybe a broker. If, this, then. It's to start to understand if you're here, then go down this path. Obviously, this is just generalistic information. This is definitely not advice. I wouldn't encourage you to act on any of these without a full diagnostic of your business, which of course, if you contact us, we can do for you. Okay. If you're a broker with 2 to 3 other brokers in your business, and there's a credit team, there's admin support, maybe a CSM. So you've kind of got yourself, let's say you're the key broker, you might have another couple of brokers in your team. You've already got parabrokers, admins, settlement officers, CSMs. You've got that kind of team in place. Well, then you should hire an ops manager or an office manager, somebody to help keep that team and glue together so that it doesn't have to be you, and you can keep freeing yourself up to go faster and focus on what you're best at. So kind of what we're getting at with the if, this, then secrets is it's kind of like another way of looking at this is skill set and personality. So one is situational, and I've just given you a few examples. The other is personality. So for example, if your skill set is A, then hire B, C, and D. You know, like the worst thing people do with team design is hire people just like them. The best and smartest approach when hiring people and designing a support team and around you and to the sides and underneath you, right, is to hire skill sets that you don't have. That's the biggest learning probably from this podcast in just 5 seconds. Should have said that at the start. Okay. So if your skill set is A, then hire B, C, and D. And when I say that, there's another piece of advice that can be handy is if you can't afford a key person, then make them an offer with an upside. So for example, if your skill set is A and you need a B, if you can't afford B, well, there's other ways that you can think about this. You know, if you realize that you could go a lot faster in your business with a B, a C, and a D, then if you can't pay them a wage just yet, well, what's stopping you from finding someone with that skill set and maybe getting into business with them and, you know, starting up another business and sharing ownership and equity, right? Or hiring somebody on a retainer or a low salary with a massive upside in commission or bonus incentives and so on. Again, you know, you wouldn't do any of these things without a full assessment of your, a lot of different factors, but I just want to open your mind to different ways of approaching team design. So if we were to kind of summarize this podcast, we want to think beyond just that supported broker situation. That's a great starting point, but it's not the ending point. And if you really start to think and want to grow your business faster, then if you hire in other streams, like for systemization, admin, HR, marketing, ops, implementation and building, you will go a lot faster. So for example, closing story. We've helped hundreds of brokers over the last 5 years directly, and I've been doing this 20 years. So there's many more. But I can tell you that the ones that go the fastest in terms of growth, the ones that get the fastest success are always dynamic duos. So the solo operator is usually going to go slower than somebody that is in a partnership or a dynamic duo. So that's just doesn't mean everybody should be in business with somebody, but it just means that, you know, the reason they go faster is because there's someone doing this and there's someone else doing that. And usually it's someone's working in the business and someone's working on it. And that's why they go so much faster than when a solo operator's trying to juggle writing loans and building the business at the same time. So food for thought, perhaps. Okay. Team design, there's a lot more to it. There's the basics, there's the advanced, there's obviously everything in between. If you want to get this right, you've got to strategically understand it, your business model, your cash flow, for your projections, when to hire, who to hire, how to hire A players. There's a lot more to this. And of course, if you knock on our door and come and work with us, we can open the keys to the vault and help you do all of it. But until next time, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. It's been fun recording it for you. We'll have something exciting or interesting next week. So until then, have yourself a fantastic week. And as always, stay cool and go get them. Bye for now.